Hello guys, and welcome back to the garage. Today we are going to be working on the MG again, and we have done a lot of stuff since the last video I made about this. I've been kind of neglecting taking videos of it. We've got both front fenders off, this rear fender. We've started to patch in some metal work here, as you can see on the rocker panels, keeping the welds pretty much original to what they were. And before we get started, I just want to say you can always fast forward with the timestamps in the bottom of the description. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at all the stuff we've done so far and what we're going to do today for this vehicle. So like I was saying earlier, so far what we've done is we've taken off the front fenders here. And these were kind of a pain because half the bolts were rusted onto it. They needed to be cut off of the vehicle. This is what the other side looked like on the rocker before we actually got it repaired with the patch kit. Very bad, rusted all the way through. So today what I think I'm going to be doing is getting this rear fender off. I found out that surprisingly enough you can use an air ratchet on it, so it's significantly easier than taking it off with a wrench like I did. It took about an hour. So let's go ahead and get started with this back fender. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take off the wheel. If you have knockoffs, like most MGs do, then you're going to need a lead hammer. This will prevent you from denting the hub right here. Let's go ahead and take this off. It tells you which way to spin as well. Sometimes they're reverse threaded depending on which wheel you're doing. There we go. Should just twist off now. Super easy. If you don't take off the wheel, it will be impossible to take the fender off because you won't be able to reach those bolts. Go ahead and pull this wheel off. Then we can take a look at where the bolts are on this one. I've got so much stuff over here, I'm gonna have to crouch. So it looks like there's a plate underneath here that first needs to be taken off. But this should be significantly easier than the other side because there's less bolts. I'm going to use the impact wrench. Shouldn't take too long. I'll get a time lapse set up for you guys so you can just watch it. Bolts all along the upper lip here and then into the back as well. Also make sure you disconnect the rear tail light as well. Otherwise you're going to rip wires out of it. So let's get that time lapse set up for you. Alright guys, so I got the fender off. Unfortunately, instead of putting bolts on the bottom of it, whoever did this before, the not very intelligent people they welded it on. So I'm just going to put another bolt back in this thing just to leave it secure on there. I'm going to worry about this later. Next thing we're going to go ahead and take care of though is going to be the grill on the front of the car. Maybe this rear end here I'll take off. Back in either. It's always the most awkward position. There we go. Yep, so I'll just leave one bolt in it. It's off the car, but I'm gonna have to cut the fender off the front, which is unfortunate. So we'll go ahead and get started on the front grille. Well, I must have tried 10 different wrenches to try and get that thing off. Not a single one fit any of the 3 bolts that are down in there. So that's staying on until I can figure something else out. Well guys, that looks like it's all we have for today's episode. We're ready to start with the body work. Just those fenders being taken off all the way, which is, again, these bolts up along here, and then you have some that are inside the vehicle over here. And then this rear fender, which is going to need to be cut off. But after that, guys, we're going to start doing body work, get this thing painted. What we're going to plan on doing is, instead of taking it to a booth, we're actually just going to paint it piece by piece in the garage, which will make it a lot easier because we can just throw it back on. Consider subscribing, guys, if you like this content, and leave a comment about what you guys want to see. I'm happy to do whatever you guys are looking for, and it's a great source of ideas for me. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time on Dirt's Backyard Garage.